You're listening to a Gravestone production podcast.
Welcome back to the Epikast, everybody.
Yay!
Woo!
This
Welcome
is season 2. We made it to season 2, guys.
Yeah. The producers didn't cancel us.
Nope. I just,
Almost
in
did,
my
but we
benevolent soul, I decided we were willing for another season.
Yes.
Thank you, Scott.
We'll see what happens with season 3.
A benevolent DM and a benevolent producer.
So yes, with us again is Nicholas Meyer.
Hello, everybody. I am so excited to be back. I am still going to be playing Vesuvius, the same character from last season. I am the only one who's going to be playing the same character for this season. So it's going to be a very exciting new cast of characters besides me. So
Yeah.
very excited for this. I guess, should I go ahead and introduce it in case someone hasn't listened to season 1? If you haven't listened to season 1, like, you could. Like, this could be its own
That's true.
contained story.
It's true. You don't have to listen to
But-
season 1.
See, listen to season 1. Like, what are you doing? Like,
I mean, I guess you could
Why
go
would you
listen
start-
to those chumps.
yeah, those idiots.
Say, returning with us, Jessica Simons.
Hey guys, you can't get rid of me yet. As Nick said, he's the only one playing a returning character, so we're leaving Kaisea in season 1, and I'm back with a new character, and her name is Tassie. Are we doing like full introductions right now?
I think we can
Have to.
do it later.
We can also just do it as
We'll
we
meet the
meet your
characters.
Yeah, we'll do this with the characters. You know what? You'll get to find out because I'm not going to tell you yet, so you have to keep listening. But yeah, super excited to be back, everyone. And I don't know. I don't really have any good jokes right now.
That's a lie.
Tell us some
That is a
jokes.
bold-faced
That
lie. You have so many cloud jokes right now.
Okay.
Cloud or
Yeah,
clown?
okay, yeah.
Cloud.
Like-
Okay, so
Give us both, actually.
why did the little clouds look up to the big cloud?
Because they were underneath it.
Because he reigned for a long time.
I want more cumulonimbus puns.
I have heard
Cumulonimbus puns?
so many of these
Oh, I have
puns.
cumulonimbus puns,
She
Scott.
does.
I have a list of them. I can't remember them right now, but I do have them.
I can
Okay.
confirm she has a list.
If you told that joke to Vesuvius, he would not get it. He would not get the joke.
So we also
Or-
have
And
with
if you
us.
don't know who Vesuvius is, you'll find out why later.
I don't like clouds because they're always throwing shade.
Okay. I see what you.
Nice. Good one.
So we also have with us Katie Ming.
Hello.
Hey.
Tis I.
You may know her if you listen to our other shows, the Kestrel Files, because she is the voice of Kestrel.
That I am. I am the one and only omnipresent, very creepy, if we think about it too hard, AI system.
Don't mind the fact she is always listening.
Always.
Can confirm.
Yep,
Who are
that's
you
me.
playing today?
Oh, that's right. I'm playing Alia. And yeah, this is my first time on the Epikast. I've only really done Kestrel stuff before, so this will be fun for me.
Very welcome.
And then, not to confuse anybody, but maybe slightly to confuse everybody, we have Caitlin Evans.
Hello.
There she be.
I am different from Katie.
Yep. Although
not
we
the
have
same.
the same first name spelled the same way.
We do, yes.
So, you know.
Yeah, that's not confusing to me at all.
Caitlin, who are you playing
Yes.
today?
Hi, I am playing Demetra.
Demetra.
Oh,
So this is the start of season 2. Jessica's already dropping dice.
Fight me. Where did my D4 go?
It's underneath you, my dude.
Same as last time we were playing with our fancy dandy fate system. So you guys, the players, have your 4 fate tokens.
yay!
We're a little more spread out than we were last time. So who wants to hold on to these?
The madam wants to.
I want them.
Jessica will hold on to the party's fate token pool.
Oh my gosh.
She's already
Immediately
trying
drops
to
them.
eat them and or stick them
no.
to her forehead. That was last
This is
season's
great.
gimmick. I told this
This
to
is
Nick
great.
earlier.
This last season's gimmick.
They can't see it. They don't need to know what you have to out me like this, Scott. I think it's funny. F for
recording these
funny
Discord
and
calls.
fate.
Your F is backwards.
F is for friends.
F in chat. This season is the Isle of Lykrus. Ooh. I think there is no better way to get started than to just, in the words of our good friend Jason, let's just jump into it.
Jump into it.
So we're going to start with blackness. Vesuvius, the first thing you feel is a scratchy texture on your right cheek and your arms and maybe your ankles, too. A squawk of some bird muffled overhead. A gentle breeze caresses your left temple as a soft rumble of something attempts to warn you of the sudden damp that rises up over your legs and up to your waist. As you open your eyes slowly, you see the black sand of a beach stretching out far in front of you. The black sand is full of driftwood and several people, all sopping wet and surrounded by various chunks of the remnants of a torn-apart ship. Who does Vesuvius see on this beach as well? This is the chance for you guys to describe your characters, introduce them officially in the story. Maybe which one of you helps Vesuvius stand up as you guys are all recovering from the shipwreck.
Well, I know that Alia, being one who has helped sailors quite a bit before, would probably jump to help somebody from getting washed away into the ocean. But she's also very, very small. So she's trying very hard. But you will see a little harpy girl. She's, fully grown for her type of harpy, but harpies are just naturally very small. Trying to very hard to pull you to shore, farther upshore. And Alia has the coloring of a cliff swallow. So lots of darker metallic blues on her back, feathers, and some sort of brown and white other coloring as well. And yeah, she's trying to both wake you up and pull you away from the waves. It's not working very well.
I say an important question for you as a harpy.
Yes.
Just also a quick description for the audience for harpies. Just normal, humanoid. She has wings. She also has bird feet still, but she also has regular human arms and a regular human head and everything. But my question for you is,
Yes.
Does she have hair or does she have feathers on her head?
I'm gonna
you could do
say feathers.
Ah.
Or sort of an odd combination of the two.
Mm-hmm.
But at least on the top of her head, she has some feathers, and then she might have a little bit of hair as well, coming from the back of her head. It's hard to describe. I know I've seen on. This is totally a little bit off topic. TikTok. There's this lady who makes these harpy. There are 4 harpies, headdress type things with feathers that move around. They're really cool looking, and I kind of am envisioning what that looks like, but I can't describe it without showing it to you. But I'm sure once we have character art, then I can include it like that. So
You should send me an example of that.
For
if
sure.
I can, I'll link it to the
yeah.
description.
Oh yeah, their work is beautiful. I know what you're
It's
talking about, but I
gorgeous.
can't remember the creator's name, so
I
we'll find them and send them to you so that it's not just this random nameless beautiful artisan.
Check
Yeah.
check the description. We'll
Yeah.
shout them out there.
We'll totally, because it's
Yeah.
beautiful, and they're designed they're called harpy headdresses. So
Sick.
they're harpies.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Who
yes.
else? Rock, paper, scissors for this, or popcorn?
Yeah, I'll go next. So you're dragging Vesuvius up the beach.
I'm doing my best.
You're doing your best.
You probably see me kind of grabbing him with both arms and almost flapping my wings a little bit to try to pull him higher, because I have decent strength, but I'm also the size of a halfling. I'm category size small, so I don't. He's very long, and I can't pick up that much.
Long.
So
Long boy.
Okay, yeah. So I think what you see is with her back to Vesuvius, standing just at the very edge of the water where the waves kind of start to crash into the foam, barefooted, is a relatively short woman who is about 5 foot. She's pretty small. With really, really dark green hair and her back to Vesuvius and Alia. Or they're back to Alia, and hearing the frantic flapping, she kind of turns around and looks at you and kind of goes, all right, let me help you. Kind of walks over, and you see as she turns around on her, well, first of all, she's got 2 different colored eyes. One is a very dark blue, and the other one is kind of like a sea green. And her hair is, again, very, very dark green, almost black. And on her left arm, you see from all the way to her fingertips up to her shoulders, she's kind of wearing a tunic with exposed shoulders, and it's tattered as hell and drenched in seawater still. On the left arm, you see these beautiful, intricate tattoos of vines and flowers kind of climbing up and swirling around. And right on her shoulder is a bird. It looks like it's kind of mid-flight etched in as well. And then on the right arm, again, starting at her fingers and on both sides of her arm, palms, and top of the hand, all the way up to her shoulder, you see like really intricate bands of different angular patterns that repeat themselves with various symbols and squiggles and lines, and they all kind of puzzle piece together in this really weird, intricate design straight up her arms. She comes over, grabs his feet, and kind of lifts and goes, okay, now you can flap.
I just want to jump in about your tattoo.
Yeah.
It's a lot of triangles and diamonds.
Yes, so massive amounts of diamond patterns. And unlike the one on her left arm, which is just the beautiful floral and the single bird, the diamond patterns are on both the back and front of her arm. So palms as well.
And sorry, I was typing something when
You're
you
good.
said this, but did you mention that like nobody knows the flowers that are on your arm?
Oh, yes. So the flowers are really odd looking. Like if you were to take a close look at them, you wouldn't be able to match them in a book or any kind of horticultural type
At least
knowledge.
not that you've found.
Not that I found. Not that I know much. So she,
Mysterious.
yeah, comes over, and honestly, I think she'd probably just kind of gently push you out of the way and say, no, you get his feet. You get his feet. I'll get his hands. Lean down.
Okay.
Grab Vesuvius's wrist and go, all right, someone's been eating his beef.
Hold on, wait. Of all the people to do this, don't you have negative strength?
Yes, it doesn't go very well.
And then
I get you a few inches off the ground and drag.
I'll probably be like, no, let's switch.
It's
You
definitely
take
like-
the feet. I'll take
it's
the
defi-
shoulders.
It's definitely like getting so much like more sand into my like heavy armor. It's just kind of like scraping on the ground and
Yes.
just filling up all of my things with sand.
I'm also like totally waterlogged and drenched, so my feathers are probably not helping me right now.
Yeah.
You're just getting me more wet.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Caitlin.
So I think this is a good point for my character to jump in. So I see them struggling down the beach. And I decide to run over and be like, you need some help, friends? And my character, Dimitra, is a Triton with aqua blue colored body with bright orange and dark blue squiggly lines of iridescent scales. And her hair is about curly bright orange with like deep blue tips. And she has these rigid fins along her arms that kind of pulsate with brightness. Let's see. She's wearing a chainmail that's not normally doesn't look like it's forged by humans. It's made mostly of shells.
For a hot second, you said you were wearing
That's cool.
chainmail, and I was like, how did she not drown? And I was like, wait, she's a
I was
fish.
about to
So I
It's
run
shell
over
mail.
and start to help you guys drag Vesuvius up the beach.
Are you awake at this point, Vesuvius?
Yeah, I'm definitely like waking up and I'm like, oh fuck, what?
Just let it
happened?
happen.
And just let what happened, and I think, like you kind of dropped me, and I'm kind of like being pushed up with my legs just going up, and my back is just in the ground. Like, okay, just drop me. I'm good. Thanks, though. And as I stand up, I'll describe my character for those of you who didn't listen to season 1. I am a I look like a human. My character is a demigod. He is a demigod, son of the Lord of Nishval, which is like hell in here. So he's got like ashy skin, gray hair, and wearing the plate mail symbol of his home, which is, the underworld. So it looks pretty kick-ass. And he's got lots of scars. He's got a big prominent one on his face over his eye. And
picked that up last season.
He carries a plethora of fun weapons. He's got a cool spear and a very interesting looking longsword in his sheath. That's mostly it. The symbol of Zerate, which is interesting, and on his thing is just a little fun flavor, is a symbol of a skull, a hammer, a gavel that is, like a judge's gavel, cracking down onto a skull, and the skull is cracking. So
that is
that's the symbol of
the seal of his father.
Yes.
I feel like Tassi just kind of looks down at you and raises one eyebrow and just looks at all of these weapons and plate mail and just says, I may not be an expert on a lot of things, but I do think that might be why you had more trouble than the rest of us.
Okay, well, first of all, it's splint armor. Second of all, it is still extremely cumbersome, and you're absolutely right. Hold on, and then I start to doff my armor because there's a bunch of sand in it now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take it off and shake the sand out, kick off my greaves, and dump them out.
As you're doing so, the beach you find yourselves on is a large beach of black sand and pleasant waves. All around you, the wreckage of your boat flows in with the tide. The actual wreckage in your head is hazy, but all around you, more and more of the crew of the ship, which there's like 300 people in this crew of ship because it's a long ship. It takes a lot of people row this ship. These boats are used to taking it's one day per from dock to dock kind of thing. They all usually you beach at the end of the day because everyone's exhausted. But it's just all 12 hours of rowing, basically. So you guys are all helping out with that and everything. That's how you earn your keep on these sorts of travel ships. So it doesn't cost you much, but it's you got to help with the travel. Mm-hmm. So crew members are helping to pull each other out of the sand and sea, untangling some from ropes and parts of stuck under different bits of wood here and there. There's a few harpies who are using broken oars to splint the broken leg of a minotaur. At the beachhead, the island rises up in great white cliffs. And carved into these cliffs, you spy a staircase switching back and forth down to the beachhead and several figures rushing down them. The first one who makes it down and sort of spots you guys kind of towards closer to that staircase and standing and collecting yourselves. She comes over to you. She is tall, has gorgeous brown skin, dark hair, and these green eyes. And she is accompanied by this rather muscular and tan human who looks like he oiled himself before he came down. He is shirtless.
Of course.
Of course.
Very buff. Like he's trying to be the marble statue guy, basically. And it looks like he's trying very hard to do that. But the lady comes over to you and she says, "What happened? Is everyone okay? Are people hurt?"
Well, I'd say he is. And I'm going to point to the Minotaur.
She kind of waves the guy over and she's like, help him. And he's like, okay. Starts walking over that way. She says, but you guys are all okay.
I'm going to look down at myself and make sure.
Okay is relative.
Yeah.
All things
all right.
considered, this is the least weird thing that's happened to me this week.
That's good, I guess.
Wow. What the hell happened to you?
Were you guys caught in that storm that happened earlier? off the coast, I guess.
I
Yeah,
would
out there.
assume so. I don't
guess
really
so.
remember.
Well, we had a boat
Me
before I
neither.
went to sleep.
Okay.
Can confirm
Yeah,
this.
that sounds right.
Is one of you guys the captain of, or are you guys? Do you know where they might be?
Can I look around and see if I see the captain?
Yeah, you can all give me perception checks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good at that. I have advantage on anything involving my sight.
First roll.
Finally rolling the dice.
We're all
the
rolling?
first roll of most games is a perception check.
Natural one. Yes. Good way to
Vesuvius?
start out the session.
No idea where he is.
I told you shouldn't have wasted your 20s while you were
22.
prepping.
22,
Hold on.
20.
Let me add my
20,
23.
23. You guys are able to spot him. He is far down the beach, and he is there's like a person like giving him the Heimlich, and he's just coughing up seawater.
That would be the captain.
She goes, I don't want to walk that far.
That's fair.
Well, I suppose I should introduce myself. I am Olympius. Welcome to the Isle of Lykrus, I guess. I'm sorry your arrival was in such a poor situation, but our community is just up the cliff. We only have a couple small fishing ships, and they're all out to sea at the current moment. So, but to help you with your journeys, but I'm sure our queen will happily help you with building a new ship. Our island is a forest of trees, craft a mighty ship for you guys. Would you like to come up? We can help get you guys dry and feed you.
I mean, to do that, you'd probably still have to talk to the captain.
To do what?
I mean,
Well,
I'll
me-
take the help.
got
Yeah,
it.
no,
I'll go.
I'll take the drying.
Oh, I like
say
to be
is-
dry.
I mean, isn't he in charge?
Yeah.
I mean, he's not necessarily in charge of me. I just paid him to take me places, and he didn't even do that.
I'm very interested to try the local cuisine.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take you up this way. And she kind of points to like goes to off to like a couple other people who are helping. And she's like, hey, since she's trying to be like, hey, when you guys let's start helping people up to the community up top.
Just deeply sigh and mutter
Um,
under my breath, frickin' stairs.
I will say, Demetra, you can roll a history check about the island.
That is a 4.
Okay, never heard of this island.
It's an island.
Yeah, so she starts. She leads you guys, and there's a couple other people who she grabs and pulls with you guys. A couple other crew members. She starts leading you guys to the top of the steps, or up these steps carved into the cliff. They're wide. It's not like it's a narrow passageway. Like this is clearly like a common traversal. As you arrive at the top steps, you see a large compound. The center of the compound is a large courtyard. It's surrounded by 3 large homes on the northwest and east sides. Lines of decorative marble columns and a dirt path surround the courtyard, separating it from the 2-floor mansions. On the south side of the courtyard is a large garden with tomatoes, olives, basil, and several other herbs are some of the many plants cultivated there. Past the garden is a long, low-roofed building. Looks very much like a barn. And in the middle of the courtyard, a small pagoda stands in the center of a depression with a gently sloping hill rising about to form the figure of what you guys recognize as an amphitheater. The field of grass then flattens out where about a dozen men and women scurry about their work to set up tables and benches underneath a sunshade supported by beautiful wooden trellises. And Olympius points over to where 2 gorgons, a minotaur, a satyr, and a human are quietly discussing underneath one of these trellis supports. The gorgon finishes placing a small vial of purple liquid back in a box held by the minotaur and then closes and locks it. You see her nod something, and the minotaur walks away towards the western house. And she says, Olympius says, the Gordon there is our queen Theophany. She looks like she is busy with her preparations to receive your crew.
Can I roll to see where she puts that key?
Yeah, you can.
Would that be perception?
Yes. I would say that's perception.
Another 22.
You can see that she just pockets it.
Okay, cool.
The male Gorgon and the human are also both oiled out and very buff.
Okay.
And then the
Oily
They love
sort
their
of
oil
place.
here.
It's
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a bodybuilders convention. They all live
Oh
here.
my god. Maybe the olive oil
this
is their
where
main
that
export.
convention happens.
and then the Minotaur has the horns and coat similar to that of a Halakar cattle. If you want to look up a picture of that.
Okay.
I want to know.
You know,
okay.
that's
Now,
totally
paint
fine.
Me,
You
paint me
don't
a
have
word
to.
picture, Scott. What does it look like? Tickle my ears.
Okay, a Halakar cattle. This one specifically, like they're black fur. They have horns that come out of like kind of towards the back of their head and arch up, and then they've also got sort of like a hump, kind of on their upper back. So,
Scott, that was a great description. I don't even need to look it up.
you're welcome.
Thank you for that.
For those of you who want a better description and just want a picture, just look up a Halakar cattle. Hallikar. That's Halakar.
We're now sponsored by cattle.
We're now sponsored by a breed of cattle.
By the Beef and Dairy Network.
Nope. Nope. Fun fact, they're native to the state of Karnataka, India. There you go. Is there anything that you guys do right now? You can go socialize. You can, like, what are you guys kind of thinking? What are you feeling right now? We've got a little bit of downtime.
I definitely want to go and try and introduce try to go to basically what I did for season 1. Just go find the king, go find the leader here, and just make that connection. Just network.
Okay.
I wanna schmooze up to whoever the leader is here.
Yeah,
So
so
I'm
that would be
trying to suss out
the female Gorgon, the
Okay.
Queen Theophany.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
how do you introduce yourself?
I go up and I do some sort of customary bow, and I introduce myself. Say, "Hello, madam. My name is Vesuvius, son of Zerate.
Hi.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance."
Pleasure to make your acquaintance too. I've never met a son of Zerate before.
Yes, I am. I am here on a mission. Lovely place you have here. You look around and I'm like, this is
thank
just
you.
quite beautiful. I'm
Shut
not that
Sorry.
used to the surface world, but this seems like one of the best places I've seen so far.
Yeah, when she says shut up, like one of their snakes kind of goes like recoils back.
Big mood.
Wait, who says shut up? I might have missed that.
She said shut up to her snake.
She said shut up in the middle
Oh.
while you're talking, and like one of her snakes kind of recoils a little bit.
Okay.
Sorry, he was being noisy. Marvelous to meet you. I'm Queen Theophany. Are you from the shipwreck crew?
Yes, I am. I was on my way here, actually, pursuing. Can we keep this just between us?
Yeah. What? She steps away a little bit.
I am. Yes, I am pursuing. I'm on a mission from Nishval to find an escaped soul that I believe has found its way here to your island. Now, Scott, I believe there's a little stepping out of character for a bit. I believe that's what's going on here. In this, it's on this island, is what I thought, right?
I
Or
think
is this a
it's
shipwreck on the way to the island?
I think it's fine for Vesuvius to believe that, but this is not the right place.
Can I kind of?
I think it's
This is all
very
staying in.
yeah.
This is
I was
all
saying, I think this is
staying
very
in.
in
Okay.
character for Vesuvius to believe that he just happened to get shipwrecked by destiny on the shores of where he
Dude.
needed to go.
Your dad basically just
I
sent you
legitimately thought-
canvassing the neighborhood with a flyer saying, "Have you seen this man?"
Have you seen this man?
Hi, my name is
Dead
Vesuvius.
or
Would you like to hear
alive?
about my mission?
He's dead and alive.
Wanted both dead and alive, and in between.
Both dead and alive.
I do actually have a name for you for who you are looking for.
Oh, I didn't. I've never known this.
I forgot to tell you this between campaigns or games. The person you were looking for is named Apollonius. Do
Sounds
with
like a
that
nerd.
what you will.
Okay.
Very tasty name.
Do I have any other description of him that I know?
Oh, okay.
No.
I was very concerned for a second. I was like, what do you mean? That's a tasty name.
So I only have a name. That's all they gave me.
Yes.
Can I
Okay.
casually sidle up
Excellent.
and eavesdrop on this, trying not to look like I'm eavesdropping while we're doing this?
Yeah, roll stealth.
Hell yeah.
But use your charisma.
Damn it.
Because this is like a social thing. So if you have proficiency, you can use that. But like,
I love when Scott does custom skill checks. They're so fun.
this isn't like Assassin's Creed. You're not like jumping in a bush.
No, it's fine.
What if she does though?
There's no bushes.
Jump off into a big.
She
What
repels
if she just
dragons.
jumps off a building into a big pile of hay?
You're in like a
Jeff,
grass
14.
courtyard.
That's
14.
not great. It's a 14. I'm not trying to be super stealthy, but I'm
Yeah.
also not trying to just butt into the conversation.
I think it's close enough that like you pick up on that, and then like the Theophany notices you and kind of beckons Vesuvius a little farther away. So you're
Yeah.
looking for an escaped soul, and you think he's here?
Yes. He could be. Have you heard of a name Apollonius?
Apollonius. Nope. I do not recall any of that.
Okay.
I
Well, if you ever hear of someone of that name,
Oh,
I
absolutely.
appreciate
We're a
if you let
pretty
me know.
small and tight-knit community here. She kind of gestures around. This is the purview of our group. There's not really anything else on the island, but just a
Maybe
couple
I'm not in the right place.
abandoned temples. Where were you heading
That's
to?
I don't know. Where was I heading to, Scott? I don't think we ever talked.
You were headed to Amphinea.
To what?
Amphinea.
So I did know where. Okay, so there was other information. Okay.
Sorry, you knew you were looking for
Amphinea.
Apollonius in Amphinea.
He inhaled some salt water. Give him a break.
This is true. He's still fuzzy.
Yeah.
Okay.
He did wake up being manhandled
All
by
right.
3 women.
I did know where I was going.
What a dream.
All right. Cool. This isn't Amphinea?
Oh no! This is the Isle of Lykrus.
Oh, I need some fresh water. Where do I get some fresh water from?
Thero, and the Gorgon, the oiled Gorgon, buff oiled Gorgon, walks up and goes,
Actually,
"Yes, my lady." And she's like, "Could you get the good Vesuvius some water?" And he's like, "Of course." He walks away. One hand lifts, like Flex lifts a like nearby amphora and walks back and goes, "Your water, good sir."
This is the bodybuilders convention.
I accept it and I give him a wink.
He winks
I
back.
chug the whole thing.
I will say this is the only people you see that are like bodybuilders are like the Minotaur, the Gorgon, and the man who was accompanying Olympias earlier, who's still down helping people up the steps.
The queen and her buff bodybuilder posse.
Is this a harem? Scott?
It totally could be. We don't know this yet.
We don't know their customs.
It could
There's more women in this.
Okay.
They're
I
also
mean, I
buff
assume
and
so.
oiled.
I would say the satyr is
don't deny
also
buff.
female.
Is she buff and oiled?
She is not buff, but she is small, and you catch her like she's kind of sitting there like if one of you guys engage in conversation, she starts drooling a little bit, and goes oh, and then continues on with her conversation as if nothing happened.
Is she oiled?
No, she's not.
Okay.
But she looks to be like a little bit more awkward.
Well, I would like to say that while they're talking, I don't care at all. So I'd like to just prune my feather, like, not prune, preen my feathers enough that I'm like confident in my flying abilities and I'm dry enough that I'm not going to just fall out of the sky.
I think as you're preening one of your wings, you feel like hands grab the other wing, and you look over and you see that the satyr, and she's like, "Oh my! I just haven't seen a harpy in ages." Oh, hi. Sorry, I'm Eurydice.
Yeah.
I love this character.
Nice to meet you.
You too. Hi. Great. Where am I again?
This is the Isle of Lykrus.
Isle of Lykrus. God.
Yeah.
It's my favorite character.
Great. And I'm gonna look for the highest spot on the island.
Just fly away.
That would be
And drop her off of it? What is wrong with you?
I want
That
to
would be
go
a-
to it.
that would be a very far away mountain.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
The highest spot nearby.
That would definitely be the top of one of the 2-story mansions.
Wonderful. I'm gonna fly to the top of that mansion. I'm gonna be like,
goes-
bye.
Okay, bye. I'll see you at the banquet.
Sure. And I will fly away.
She fly away. And she can't stand there and goes,
Okay.
and walks starts walking in a direction.
Successful mission. Successful social interaction.
You just got 2 of the most awkward people possible in the same room. Alia has no idea what
so
she's doing in
amazing.
society.
That's so great. Oh, man.
Demetra, what are you doing? What are you up to?
You said that there were like tomato bushes and stuff. right?
Yes.
I'm gonna walk over and just start eating the tomatoes off the bushes.
Like with your mouth, or do you pick them and then eat them?
I pick them and eat them. I have
As-
some manners.
As you do that,
Coward.
the Minotaur comes over. He's like, whoa. They're not ripe yet. Don't eat that.
They look ripe enough to me.
See, it's still green.
Well, that means it's crunchy.
They're
And
supposed to
I
be.
just eat it anyway.
It's so bitter and sour. It's nasty.
Hey, fried green tomatoes are incredible.
What?
Fried green tomatoes.
These aren't fried.
These aren't fried.
they're
These
not
are raw. This is a
fried.
raw ass green tomato.
They taste good.
Not these ones. He goes, you might want to try this. He picks like a red one for you. He's like, try this one. I recommend it with salt.
Yes. And I take my hair and I squeeze it over the tomato because it's still salty from the seawater.
You know what? Whatever suits your fancy.
You start eating them. Yes, this is way better than the other one. Thank you. And I start walking away.
Your gills are like
So
spouting
funny.
out like any extra water that comes through.
That is so funny. Holy
All right,
shit.
whatever suits your fancy. Nice to meet you. Okay.
We have such a weird party. I love it so much.
So, Caitlin, your character's a Triton, right?
Yes.
You're such a herbo.
So can your character breathe? Your character can breathe into water, right?
Yes.
Yeah. She has gills.
Okay. So you like ingest seawater frequently?
Yes.
Okay. This makes a bit more sense.
I say, yeah, a little bit more detail to help you with like the picturing of what Tritons look like. She has webbed fingers. She has gills on her necks. There's fins that spread just above.
Singular
their
neck.
legs.
Singular neck.
Singular neck. Sorry, gills in their neck. I literally in my word document I have it written gills in their necks.
Well, I think it's because you're talking about plural tritons.
Yes, that's probably true. That makes sense. I'll leave the
Yeah.
necks there.
Oh, that makes sense.
Makes sense. There's fin tails that sprout above her legs, and then she has for her face, she has slits for nose like how a seal does, right? And then whiteless eyes. So
White-less eyes.
Like sclera.
So like
there's
the whole
no
of my eye is like bluish gray. Like
Yeah.
the whole
Yeah.
color.
Think of like how like, you know, when you look at a cat, they have like the color and then the pupil, and that's kind of it.
yeah,
You know?
Cats have whites in their eyes.
Not really.
they do.
If
it's
you
just
like
usually
pull
pretty
back
small.
their
It's just-
eyelid all the way back.
Either way, well, you get the point. You get the
We do
picture.
not condone this.
Do not
Pulling back
harass your
cat's
poor
eyelids.
cat.
Please do not touch this.
Don't look at the back. Do not look at the back of your cat's eyeball, please. Hold on, I have to look up cat eyes now. Oh, you're right. No, they do have whites in there. They do have whites.
But like they're
It's just very small.
Yeah,
Yeah.
their
Yeah,
irises
okay.
are so big that you can't really see it.
So, do you not have irises as a Triton?
She does. Yeah, she does. It's just she doesn't have any white just due to the way that her biology works.
Yeah, like
Oh.
the part that would be on the outside of her iris wouldn't be white.
Yeah, so
Very cool.
so you guys have a little bit of downtime before, like, it's very clear that like they're preparing a feast. Theophany very happily invites you guys all to this feast, and is like, this, you guys just got shipwrecked. You seem hungry. We've got plenty of food for you guys. We'll have a grand old time. We're already having a banquet. Anyway, what's making a couple hundred more meals? You know. So, and there's about like 20 to 40 people who are helping out. They've got on the other side of the garden. They've got a bunch of smaller homes, and you kind of get the sense like there's an aristocracy here. And just through casual conversation, you pick up that like Theophany, Olympias, and Eurydice, the satyr, live in these mansions, whereas most of the other people live on the other side of the garden.
The weirdo satyr.
The guy's name is...
The weirdo satyr, yeah.
Sorry. Whose name is Theophany?
That's the queen.
I thought that was
That's the
Olympia.
the female. So Olympia is the lady who met you earlier.
Oh, that's right. Okay, great. She's the one on the beach. And
Yeah,
then
she's the one who you met on the
Theophany is
beach.
queen.
She's a human.
Okay.
The pair of gorgons are Theophany and Thero. You get the sense that naming was intentional, but it's very clear that Queen Theophany is in charge here. And then the satyr is named Eurydice. The human who accompanies her is named Alcibiades, and the minotaur is named Vojak. And the bodybuilder who accompanied Olympias is named Prexenos.
Okay.
Is there
So-
anything you guys would like to do while we have some downtime here? Exploring the compound, talking to people, looking for information
I think
about the
this is-
islands. Like, what?
Just like he goes around and asks more people if they've heard of Apollonius until he's like, okay, I'm definitely in the wrong place.
Yeah, you get a lot of like.
he is on the wrong.
No, I think my great uncle was named Apollonius, but
I write that down. I write that down. What's your name? What's your family story?
You can write?
they're
Oh, I
like, but
definitely
they've
can't
been
write.
dead.
Actually, you're totally right.
Years.
It's just pictures.
It's just pictures. Yeah, I draw a face.
You get a couple comments of like, thank the gods you washed ashore safely. You know, there was a cult of fanatics in the waters nearby who have caused problems for other travelers and things before. You kind of get the sense that this is not the first shipwreck that has happened here. So,
Do you think our shipwreck is due to these fanatics?
I mean, I would think so, but we just had a couple people stop by before, and they've mentioned they had some troubles nearing our island, but we aren't we haven't seen any fanatics. The only place we could think of where they might be is over on the there's an old ruined temple to Nimone that is on the other side of the island, but we're not warriors here. We aren't going to go, investigate, because if there are fanatics there, then we'd have nothing against them. Like, we couldn't do anything. So we'd rather keep our presence here quiet.
Can I go find the oldest looking person cooking? And I want to go up to them. What do they look like?
Nice.
It is a older satyr lady.
Awesome. I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna stand behind her.
Oh, jeez, you scared me. Don't stand there. Get out of the way. Get out of the way.
I'm sorry.
Hot pants. Hot pants.
I'm gonna stand out of the way really quickly and look for a towel to grab the hot pan.
She's like, I don't need you to grab it. I need you to get out of my way.
Ah!
She's like, bustles it from like one fire to like the countertop over there.
I'm gonna very carefully keep behind her so I don't get underfoot and be like, okay, so what's it like here? This is a nice place.
It's a very large kitchen. It's like a whole
Yeah,
thing.
like a whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a separate building.
Look, cooks know things. Cooks always know things.
It's wonderful living here every day.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How'd you get here?
I grew up here.
Oh,
Yeah.
does everyone grow up here?
Most of us, yeah.
All right.
There's a couple of people who have come, gotten jobs on the fishing boats and come back and have joined our community, but it's not many.
Did she say it's a nice place to stay?
Oh, yes. Lovely. Weather's almost always nice. There was that one storm yesterday, but I haven't seen a storm like that in ages. Excuse me. She like grabs another up and she's like, you're in the way again. I need the stove behind you.
I'll scooch out of the way.
Dunk.
Well, do you know if you're looking for work or anything?
Not really. You guys are guests here. If you want to stay, we can find a job for you. But if right now you're guests, you can get back on your boat and leave when you make a new one. But yeah,
Alright.
no. By all means, relax. Go get some air. You don't need to stay here. It's hot and stuffy in here.
It's nice and warm.
You're a killer down there. It's a beautiful day.
Hi. All right. And I'll just shuffle out awkwardly. Internally, all right. Cooking is not for me. And then go join the others.
I am going to ask around and see if there's anybody who likes the stars. Because that's my whole, that's my only hobby. And I would be like, is there anyone here who I can talk to about things I understand?
There's Olympias was talking to you. She says, there was I haven't seen them in many moons, but there was a person on the other side of the island who had a tower there. Who was interested in the stars. I haven't seen them in, it might be, I don't know, many moons, but...
Does this person have a name?
The name was Mara.
Mara.
Yeah.
Like M-A-R-A?
M-A-E-R-A, I think.
E.
Yeah.
Oh, fancy.
But they, I don't know if they're still there. They might have left, but they on the other side of the island, she can actually get a map. She has Prexenos go get her a map. She shows it to you, and you're able to look at it, and you can see that there's a marking on the eastern side of the island that says Mara's Tower. You guys are on the western side of the island, and then there is marking on the north side of the island that says in like a little cove. That says Ruined Temple, and then on the top of the mountain, like the peak, there's another noting that says Old Temple here too.
Oh.
And she kind of points down to the to not the harbor with the temple, but there's like a harbor on the other side. Mm-hmm. And she says this would probably be where you guys build your ship, but it's about an 8-hour journey from to the other side of the island to this tower.
Oh. And is the tower near the temple over here, or is it?
No,
great.
it's and you can see on the map, it's kind of almost like there's like the 4 points of the compass kind of thing. Like it's the island is west to east longer than it is north to south.
Okay.
I don't have the map for you guys on that yet, but I will have one eventually.
But we are currently
By the next session.
Yeah, we are currently in the middle.
You're currently on the west
On
side.
the west. Okay.
Yeah.
And so it's the other side of the island
Yeah, it's
with
all
the
the way on
towers
the east coast.
on. And then the middle is the
Middle
mountain.
is just forest and
nothing.
plain and stuff, and then on the south side is where the mountain is, and
Okay.
you can see the peak of the mountain.
Yeah.
It looks like it was a volcano that blew its top millennia ago.
Yeah. And now it's just a mountain.
Yeah,
And then there's the temple on the mountain, and the temple that's in the north.
in the
Okay.
North Cove.
Great. Cool. Who are these temples to?
This north one was a temple to Nimini. Before we started our little community here, and then it was a temple to Lodix in the volcano. Well, it's now dormant. It hasn't. No one in any of our collected history has ever seen it go off, or even make a rumbling. But
I see.
one of us, there's a small expedition at one point in time, early. We have a record of it somewhere in one of the libraries, of a group who went to the top and looked in the caldera, and it was. It's still. That's how we learned it was a volcano and not just a regular mountain. But
I see.
yeah.
Wonderful. Well, they're not close by. I'd have to walk very far to find them.
Yes, but you'll have time.
All right.
So
I can wait.
it will take time to make your maps, or not maps.
Our ship?
Sorry, your ship. Yes.
I would assume.
I was
so.
looking at the
Ships are
map when
very
I said
large. That's fair. I've done that.
But yeah, I'm sure we'll have time to we can take you over to the different locations.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah. And as late afternoon falls, the feast is brought out. A large feast of some of the most delicious foods you have tasted since you set off to sea a week ago. Even with like stopping on the shore at the end of every day, it's still like you're eating like the ship rations, just because there's not a lot of towns throughout the world. Most things are kind of conglomerated into the larger cities in Kinos. So, but here with the fresh food of this little community on this island, there's roasted wildebeest, smoked monitor lizard, an array of fruits and veggies that have all been grown in the courtyard garden. As you all dig in, you can't help but notice that the queen doesn't eat much. And Eurydice suddenly gets really excited and leans over to whisper in the queen's ear. Theophany smiles and then speaks up towards your group. The queen and Eurydice and Olympias, the nobility of this place, have kind of mostly interacted with you guys. The captain a little bit, but the captain seems more concerned about just getting the ship built. You would know the captain is not very, he's not a devout follower of Nimini or anything. And
Can you explain who Nimini is, just for the audience?
Yeah. Nimini is the god of the sea. They are ever-changing, season to season, age to age. They're different yet constant. They go with the flow. Although they have like to have control of the flow, but Lords of Seas and Rivers moves the tides of nations and the politics of trade. It is by their appeasement that the armadas of cities rise and fall. To you guys, Nimini is the sea and the sea is Nimini. It's very much one and the same kind of thing. So Eurydice leans over and whispers in Theophany's ear. Theophany smiles and speaks up towards your group. She says, Eurydice has an idea for you. Over on the cliff yonder, we have a shrine to the pillars of creation. It may be best to say a prayer to them there today, thanking them for surviving. Obviously, Nimini is kind to you. You all survived. So she was thinking about the storm that suddenly sprung up and then disappeared off our coast. Perhaps saying a prayer to the wind and water might be beneficial for your ship for future sailing when you guys are able to build your boat again and leave. So maybe you need to appease the wind and water itself.
Well, I would think that we would need to probably question or pray more to Akaini to ask for less storms. He is someone I usually worship. And
That's fair.
And
That's
knowing
good.
if he is angry will help a lot with not
That's
having
true.
storms.
It's true. But also, it couldn't hurt, right, if you think about it. And Eurydice speaks up and she goes,
I mean, Akaini is a part of the storm too, the storm itself. But the wind and the water have to listen to Akaini. So maybe if you could convince them to not listen to Akaini, if Akaini is mad at you, you might still be able to get, you might still be able to avoid the storms because the wind and the water might not. They might just say no to Akaini.
I think if I were to convince the wind and water not to listen to the god I worship, he would be very upset with me.
I mean, is he going to hear?
I don't know.
Because I've said prayers to Akaini before, and he never said anything. So,
Well, I mean, I usually.
I would like you to roll a religion check.
Okay.
Alia is very thrown for a loop by this. She's just like, what? She's like, I've never heard of someone trying to convince the water and waves not to listen to him before.
Just to confirm, the water and the waves are separately sentient
the
from
wind and
the
the water,
god.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Wind and water are both a part of a collection called the Pillars of Creation.
Okay.
They're the elements Specifically, their water is named Daedalus and wind is named Thamus.
That would be a 7.
That would be a 7. You would think that she might be right.
That they would.
That Akaini probably won't hear you because while his domain is sky, like you've only ever got responses from Akaini when you're like talking to him and you're like your little shrine that you have near your
and
abode.
usually when I'm like
So.
charting stars and stuff, not
Right, you
necessarily
haven't
storm.
really like
Yeah.
heard of like he doesn't speak to you when you're not there and not doing that thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it could be like one of these like if you're not doing something where you're actually like a thing with his domain, he might not actually be able to hear you.
I'm gonna.
So Akaini is the god of the heavens, right?
He's the Storm Lord.
Did we explain that?
Yeah, Akaini is
Storm.
he's the god of Asteria, sky, weather, kingship, and rulers.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean back a bit and look at the state for a second, going, you know, I've done a bit of a crash course in the last month since figuring out this whole demigod thing, and from what I can gather, I don't think that's a great idea for me on this front. Nimity doesn't take kindly to talking to other gods, so I don't think I'll go with you, but I'm not gonna walk in. I think that might be bad for all of us involved, but mostly me, and I like to keep my skin intact. I've had it threatened too many times in a month, so not a bad
Like
idea.
specifically 2 times?
Yes, specifically 2 times in a month, yeah.
That's really specific.
Well, I mean, there's today, obviously. There's a month
That is
ago.
true.
You know.
Okay, maybe that's less specific.
I'm willing to try anything once. I'll do it.
I'll watch.
Okay.
Does Demetra have any thoughts on this?
I no thoughts.
Head empty. No
Oh.
thoughts.
Food is really good.
The food is excellent. Yes, the best surface food I've had. Aside from that tomato. The tomato was very good with the seawater.
But actually, because he did try and eat a tomato I told you wasn't ripe.
See, I think you're just messing with me.
I promise you I'm not.
Would you prefer ripe or not ripe?
Both had their downfalls.
That's decidedly false. Theophany goes, wonderful! And she claps her hands and kind of gets the attention of the majority of the banquet and says, is there any among our folk who would be willing to escort some of our guests to the Shrine of Wind and Water? And this young girl with curly brown hair and green eyes stands up and raises her hand with a, I can do it! And Theophany says, perfect. Analia will assist you with that later tonight then. Analia kind of fidgets a little and says, well, perhaps if they are willing, we could leave now and then be back in time for tonight's theater. Eurydice leans over to you, Alia,
Yes.
and whispers, like, kind of, is she's like,
Oh yeah, I feel like mentioning we have a new play. It's opening day of Implicit's play. You're so lucky to crash here tonight. Her plays are amazing.
Oh, okay.
I'm so excited for this.
What kind of play?
It's Epikast.
yes?
Is this a comedy or a tragic?
Dramedy, I prefer.
What he said.
Alia's gonna blink twice. Very like 2 definitive blinks. And then okay.
Olympias is like, of course, Theophany, we wouldn't want them to miss the performance tonight. I would hate for guests to miss my show. Plus, if they left now, they'd be back in time for dessert, too. Theophany kind of takes a second and goes, of course. And she turns to you guys and goes, don't worry, it's not a long walk to the shrine. We'll wait to start dessert in the theater for you. There'll be no problem.
I am.
All right.
You
not
guys willing to go now?
opposed. Is the sun already down, or is the sun
The sun is still setting.
still setting?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's still some light. I have no real opposition. I have nothing else to do.
Yeah. I say you're kind of at the point where like you've like wrapped up eating, but like you'd want to wait a little bit longer for dessert anyway because it was a big meal that you just got fed.
Cool. Yeah.
Did they just have all this extra food lying around? Like, how did they have enough food for like 300 extra people?
You got the sense that they kind of pulled from their stores a little bit.
Someone do a head count of the sailors, quick.
But it's also it's like harvest season, so it's like they've had all summer to. And you're nearing the end of harvest season, so they've had all summer to start stocking up. And
Great.
From the looks of the size of their barn, they're going to be set, and like the size of their garden, they're going to be set for winter.
Okay,
Suspicious.
Okay.
I will never trust friendly islanders again.
Why?
Scott
Who hurt you?
Graves did.
Because I scarred her with a island of Kuatoa our freshman year of college, and she's never forgotten.
Oh,
it.
I remember that. Oh my god.
It's okay.
Holy cow.
Tassie has no reason to be suspicious.
But Jessica,
I will never forgive you.
knows.
This was literally like set like 6 years ago. She's not recovered.
Yes, this is true. Okay, so you guys are all going to the shrine.
Yeah. She said might as well go.
Oh yeah. So Annalise starts leading you. It is not as short of a walk as you believed. It takes about 30 minutes to the shrine, and as you're getting there, you're like at the point where the sun is literally starting to like dip below the horizon.
Oh boy.
All of which, this 30-minute walk, Analia prattles on about how much of a shame the shipwreck is, but also how much you guys are in for a treat, that it's theater night, and this is the opening night of the performance of Olympias's new play, Kelsis. Eventually you reach the shrine, which is a small marble pagoda. A couple of benches carved like waves serve as seating within, and several wind chimes hang off of the edges of the roof. Below the shrine, the cliffs run some 100 feet down to the black sand beach below, and out over the ocean, the sun begins to set behind dark, swirling storm clouds. Annalise stops in front of the shrine and says, "Here we are," and gestures for you to enter. As you enter the shrine, you hear some gentle muttering from Analia, and before you can react, however, you begin to feel your insides get all queasy, and everyone roll 7d8.
Excuse
good
me?
God. 7d8?
7d8.
Can I also
know
just
if
say
I
that
have
before I entered the
78.
shrine, I would have gone up to the cliffs and looked off because I really like cliffs and I grew up on cliffs, and I would look at the storm. How far away is it?
It's you would guess it's sort of like not quite all the way at the edge of the horizon,
Yeah.
but like near there. You have really good eyesight as a heartbeat.
I do. I have very good eyesight.
So you'd be able to tell like it's several miles out. It's not gonna and from the direction that the wind is blowing and everything, it's probably not going to hit you guys.
Yeah. I was going to say, I didn't want to interrupt your narration. I wasn't going to enter the shrine.
That's okay.
Okay. Still roll it?
Yeah, still
okay.
roll it.
I wanted to make sure that didn't make a difference. I swear I'm not doing it because of this.
No, you're good.
Okay, I
You're
wanted
good.
to stay on the outsides because I don't want to piss off demigod parent here.
That's fair.
Okay.
Is it?
But
I don't give a shit.
Also,
If you're
I'll
entering
walk
the
in.
what I'm
shrine, are you
saying-
worshiping or can you enter and not worship?
You can enter and not worship.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
the hell if I know.
Well, I mean, no, my character, Alia would
I'm
know
gonna have
that.
to give you some pointers.
Honestly, yeah. Also, first of all,
Okay.
can I just say I freaking knew it?
Yeah. Hey, nothing bad's happened yet.
It's an awful roll.
28.
28 for Dimitra.
I rolled like 3 6s.
That's good. Oh, but evil. Got 29.
29 for Vesuvius.
44.
44
Hey, that's a
for
big roll.
I rolled
80.
a lot of 8s. Wow. I rolled a lot of 8s.
I hope that's good.
I
for
hope
you.
that's good. I'm very afraid.
Yeah, I don't know what the number means yet. I'm scared.
I got a very middling roll, which I feel like is good. That's a good solid
Yeah.
place to be for an unknown roll.
36.
36.
Because
Yeah, I think it was 36.
Okay. Nick, I will be sending you a picture of this. But Dimitra,
Just
here's
me?
your card. Tassie, here is your card.
Wait, sorry, 35, but yeah.
That's fine. I'll give you the extra one. And Alia, here's your card. As you begin to see your perspective shift and change, Nick, I will send you your card in a second.
Okay.
As you begin to see two white things kind of appear in your vision, and all of a sudden you realize that you have been turned into boars.
Oh.
I called it.
Fuck.
I knew it.
These, and
I
we will
knew it.
see you in 2 weeks.
I knew it. What did I say? Never trust friendly people. They will hurt you every time.
Good.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you for listening. Our cast this season consists of Scott Graves as your game master, Caitlin Evans as the fighter Demetra, Nick Meyer as the Illrigger Vesuvius, Katie Ming as the druid Alia, and Jessica Simons as the rogue Tassi. The Epikast is produced and edited by Scott and Nick, and our intro-outro music is recorded and produced by the wonderful Wilson Moyer. You can find the amazing background audio used during the game at tabletopaudio.com. The character art for the season was done by Andrea Thomas, at Andrea Artistic on Twitter, and can be found on our website, gravestoneproductions.com. If you like the show, there are 3 things you can do to help support us. The first is to leave us a review on iTunes and Spotify. Reviews there are incredibly important to getting new eyes on the show. The second thing, which is just as important, is to share us on social media and tell all of your friends. Tag us on there at Gravestone Crew on Twitter and Instagram. It is always more fun listening to shows your friends are listening to. The third thing is, if you have the financial capability, of course, buy us a coffee as a thanks for the work we've produced. We love doing this, and any support in such a way helps us continue to do just that. Or you could buy some of our really cool stickers, or even the rules to the Fate Token system, or the Game Master notes for Season 1 so you can run the game for your friends. You can find all of these on our buymeacoffee.com. It's buymeacoffee.com/gravestonecrew. There is also a support button on our website, and you can learn more about the other shows we do here at Gravestone Productions by going to the World Wide Web.gravestoneproductions.com.
Every
Damn
time.
it.
I will never forget this.
Every island that Scott takes us
I
to is
told
a
you.
bunch of
I told you.
evil peeps.
I told you.